If Ibrahim Traore would have spoken on the matters that matters concerning the war that is in Congo today, he would have spoken the same way Ibrahim Traore he would have spoken the same way Julius Malema has spoken today. And I would say, I think this is Ibrahim Traore's speech in Julius Malema. It's a very good speech, a brave speech, and he's showing to be a man of intelligence. Don't enter into the war that you don't know the start of that war and the end of that war. Instead of you making peace as you ought to, you'll be making it worse, because these people think you are coming into their matters. Maybe you're defending the president, or rather you're defending M23. You don't know, because you don't have... We have been asking for quite some time, what is the source and why are people from Congo fighting? Okay, some people say Rwanda is funding the M23. Some people would say the government of Congo does not want to listen to the people. Some people would say M23 are just Congolese. Different things. Oh, we have foreign powers that are imperialists that are into this thing, and we don't understand. So we don't have a clear reason as to why people are fighting in Congo, and we may not have a clear reason. Therefore, if you don't know why, if you don't know who is on the wrong side, please do not intrude, because you might be making it even more worse. What if is happening in Africa right now can bring a very big problem if we are not very careful. And we are not looking forward to fight as Africans. We are looking forward to make peace as Africans, because that is what we want the most. Peace is what we want. We prefer peace more than anything else. Okay? And whatever Julius Malema is asking the president of South Africa is to just withdraw. Just get away from that fight, because listen, your intentions might be good intentions, because you're planning to take and make peace in Congo. After you had spoken about that, you and Paul Kagame, there started fights emerged, and everybody was like, oh, he's trying to intrude into my matters and things like those ones. You see, things that don't even make sense. Like, we're not supposed to be arguing ourselves and fighting ourselves. We're supposed to be making peace, because we are looking forward to make and create one Africa, one big nation, one big continent that everybody will be very happy living in. We're not looking forward to make problems and make fights. That's not what we want. That's not really what we want. Therefore, what we are supposed to be doing right now, if you don't know the reason as to why people are fighting in Congo, kindly just get off. Get off and just try to find another way of making peace. Taking your military there is like making it even more worse. People are already dying in Congo. Innocent people, children and mothers, they are already dying in Congo. People are sleeping outside. People don't have anywhere to go because their shelter have been destroyed. Everything they had is taken away. They can't do anything anymore. Let's prefer peace. That is what Julius Malema is saying. Let's prefer peace. Let's prefer peace. Because you don't have, even your military is not capacitated in a way that it can be able to bring peace. Okay? Listen, people who are ready for peace, they will sit down and listen to you. What you're going to do there is fighting, not making peace. Peace can only be made. Peace can only be made by people who are ready to make peace. You come together, you sit on the table, they say, this is what we want. And the other people say, this is what we want. Then we come together in a form of a dialogue. We talk, we understand each other, we agree on a certain thing. Then that is how we can make peace. But peace cannot be made by guns. Peace cannot be made by bombing people, by killing people, by shooting innocent people. That's not how peace is made. When South Africa is taking policemen to Congo, they are going to fight, not to make peace. Okay? Because South African military, they are already dying. Some of them have already started been killing, like Julius Malema is saying. So you went to bring peace, you went to make peace with your neighbor, and then that neighbor is killing you. Which kind of peace is that? That's not making peace. Peace can be made with the people who are ready to sit down and talk. Not unless what you're going to do there is not peacemaking. Maybe you also have an agenda as to why you are in Congo, okay? You need to make your intentions clear. If you have not yet made your intentions clear, also do not do it, because we are human beings. We shall start talking and saying, oh, South Africa now is into that fight, because we don't know why are you there. Because you're going there, your military are dying, and you don't care. If you'd be someone who cares, you would have withdrawn that military from that country immediately. Immediately withdraw it, take it away, okay? We don't need to fight our own people. We need to fight our enemies. That is what Ibrahim Torres says every day. We need to be fighting with enemies, not with our own people. Black brother, black sister, don't fight them. Don't fight people who are your brothers and your sisters. We should be fighting people who are not people who are enemies. Those are the people who are supposed to be fighting. So anybody who tries to get to Congo right now, you're making us to start thinking otherwise, because make your intentions clear. If it's peace, peace can only be made by people who are ready to make peace, not people who are shooting guns on innocent people, not people who are chasing people from their homes, not people who are burning shops, not people who are burning houses, not people who are bombing prisons and bombing. No, that's not how peace can be made. Peace can be made by people who are ready to listen to each other. Let's say the M23 should come and say, this is what we want. Listen, up to this moment, M23 have not spoken anything. They've not yet said anything. Now, we are going there. We want to go there and make peace. Which peace are you going to make with people who are, their work is to fight? They haven't spoken anything. Okay? Let's not start blaming each other. Oh, it is this one, it is that one, it is those ones. No, that one should not happen. Let us sit down and talk. If we have to make peace, the issues of fighting in the name of making peace, no, we shall start thinking otherwise. Okay, make your intentions clear. What is the reason of you deploying your military in Congo? What is the reason of you deploying your military in a certain place? Okay, what is the essence? What is the impact? Why are you there? Because don't tell us it's peace. Peace cannot be made that way. You don't beat people so they can be able to make peace. You talk to people, they make peace. Okay? That is what is supposed to be done. That is what is supposed to be done. Like, for example, whatever happened in Haiti, Kenyan police being taken from Kenya to go in Haiti to make peace. Which peace are you making? You are fighting people who are fighting the government. You're telling us you're making peace. You're even putting more anger in those people. Instead of them sitting down and making peace, they will even fight more. So let us sit down and think otherwise. If it's peacemaking, let it be peacemaking. If it's fighting, withdraw yourself, go back to your country. Let us find another ways of making peace. Okay? Let us find another way of making peace. I believe Ibrahim Traore can be able to make this thing done. He can. If he can be given a chance, he can solve this issue. He is a man who understands. He's a man who has a lot of wisdom and intelligence, full of intelligence, and he understands how to make things work. He can make things work. And let us not fight brothers by brothers and sisters by sisters. He says no to that every time, and that should not be a way to go about things. Kindly, let us prefer peace in the right way, not in the way of guns. Peace cannot be made by guns. Peace can only be made by people who are ready to listen to each other and talk. Let's listen to Julius Malema.
Comrades, fighters, and the people of South Africa, our nation finds itself in the middle of a war in the Democratic Republic of Congo without a clear explanation as to why. As the EFF, we commend our courageous soldiers who fought bravely and placed their lives on the line in order that they must ensure there is peace and stability in the DRC. Our soldiers are disciplined and could never question those orders, and they have followed these orders with discipline. There can be no doubt that those soldiers who have passed on sacrificed their lives and deserve to be recognized and honored. However, at the heart of the conflict in the Congo is not a desire for peace, but the greed of the West for the minerals wealth of Congo. The DRC is a home of vast reserves of minerals essential for modern technology, including cobalt and tin, tantalum and gold. Around 70% of the world cobalt, crucial for electric cars, batteries, and smartphones, comes from DRC, yet Congolese people see none of these riches. Instead, multinational corporations and West nations exploit these resources while fueling conflict to maintain their access. Over 200 companies from the UK and Belgium are involved in the purchasing minerals from the DRC, and these nations directly finance armed groups and perpetuate violence. These corporations and their governments remain complicit, failing to regulate supply chain or hold corporations accountable for using conflict minerals. The chaos in the DRC goes back to the colonial conquest and today is sustained by imperialist interest to loot the wealth of the DRC. This conflict is equally fueled by ethnic divisions in the region. Comrades, it is here where the influence of Rwanda in the DRC emerges. As ethnic group that fled from Rwanda during the Rwandan genocide and settled in the eastern Congo are used as the basis for Rwanda support for M23 rebel against the regime in the DRC, while Rwanda is simultaneously a proxy of Western interests in the Congo. The conflict in the DRC, therefore, does not require a head of state who suffers from a desire to be a hero at the expense of the lives of our soldiers without an appreciation of the condition that informs the conflict. It is when you do not appreciate the condition that inform the conflict in the DRC that you will speak in folk tongues when you speak to the president of Rwanda and communicate a different message to the people of South Africa. Lies have short legs, Mr. President, and we demand clarity from you because you have sent our soldiers to their death and then antagonized forces in their region, knowing very well you are not prepared for war. It is crucial for fellow fighters to acknowledge this history and ask ourselves what is the specific role of the South African National Defence Force in the Congo, and in whose interest is our mission in the Congo? Whose peace and stability are we pursuing in the Congo? Is peace and stability for the continent or peace and stability for mining interests of global capitalists? Commissars and fighters, citizens of our great country and our armed forces who are in the trenches in the Congo, I take this opportunity to caution the President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, not to fall into the pitfalls of warmongering and not allow desperation to inspire a misguided intervention in the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo. For centuries, when a nation is confronted by massive social and economic challenges such as poverty, starvation, homelessness, and unemployment, war has been a weapon of the ruling elite to mobilize patriotism. Those who have over the years in modern society lost of the popular mandate of the people have embarked on senseless wars, sacrificing soldiers in an attempt to unite the nation behind one common purpose and one common cause. The President of South Africa ought to be careful to not allow fanatics to incite him into war simply because it will give the people who have lost hope in him a common enemy to unite against. The dignity and pride of our army is not harmed because our African counterparts do not respect us. It is harmed because we have interfered in a conflict we do not understand and send our soldiers to fight rebels who are more equipped than us. We are being humiliated in DRC and threatened with war by President of Rwanda because our role of peace in the DRC is questionable, because there is no peace that has ever been achieved through the deployment of soldiers. The South African National Defence Force is not in DRC to pursue peace, but we are participating in the decade-old conflict to secure the mineral interests of the capital elite in the Congo. Our soldiers must withdraw from the DRC, not only because they have not been given the necessary equipment to pursue the so-called peace they are there for, but because the motivation to send our forces to the DRC are dishonest. Our children, our sons and daughters of the South African National Defence Force have been sent to their death because the mineral interest of multinational corporations and individuals must be secured. Our soldiers have been sent to be glorified bodyguards of the mines in the DRC, and this mission has been disguised as a pursuit of peace and a defense of democracy. Bring our soldiers home, because our army should not be a pawn in a game of capitalists which has nothing which has now exposed the weakness of our military capacity. Bring them home, because every day they pass away, we see the consequences of a deliberate destruction of our arms manufacturer, Dinel, and we see the consequence of the year-on-year budget cuts to the Defense Department. Bring our soldiers home, because they are the first line of defense for our people, not the first line of defense for the interest of capitalists and mining corporate. Mr. President, bring our soldiers home and desist from meddling in the affairs of DRC and Rwanda as if you are the USA of Africa, because we do not know if you'll be able to defend us when the rest of Africa turns their guns to the south. The manner in which the former liberation movement has collapsed our military and defense capacity is the embarrassment we must talk about. Mr. President and people of South Africa, to rescue the lives of our soldiers from a war they are not prepared for is not an embarrassment. It is a strategic and necessary retreat that prioritizes life over profits. Cyril Ramaphosa, I appeal to you and your conscience. Bring our soldiers home. Even if you threaten to fight a war against Rwanda, we don't have the military capacity to can fight any other country. Our army has collapsed because you have taken money away from them and put it under your mattresses. Today, our soldiers do not have food, do not have ammunition, do not have sophisticated equipment. We are not scared to fight, but at the moment, we are not ready and capable to fight. The best thing is to retreat. Kaspedi ba ro shesha aso chava ko chiamata. Commissars and fighters, let us make use of the time we have at this plenum to resolve on critical questions and map the way forward for our organization. This is the first and the final plenary meeting for the 2026 local government elections, because after this, we head straight to the ground to establish the sub-regional structures and lead society directly from the picket lines. The past is behind us and can never determine our future or our destination. The EFF remains the weapon of the masses of our people, and it will achieve the generational mission of economic freedom in our lifetime. I thank you.
Can you lead us with the song White? Hello? Can someone lead us with the song White?